The Capitol Hill Villa, Russia. The Capitol Hill residence, which is on a hillside in Barbacha, Russia, was designed by renowned architect Zaha Hadid. And at an estimated cost of $140 million. It's one of the most expensive residences in the world. Considering land prices in the area are relatively cheap. This just shows how much technology and ingenuity went into the construction of the building. Set across 4 floors, it offers more than 28,000 square feet of living space. The master suite is at the top of a concrete spire and is 72 feet above the ground. The residents use a glass elevator or stairs to reach it. The lowest level contains the leisure facilities such as a swimming pool, fitness suite and entertainment lounge, while the entrance on the first floor leads directly to the guest and children's bedrooms, as well as library and another entertainment area. The owner of this house is very keen on high-end cuisine. To satisfy this need, the kitchen is better equipped than those you'd find in the most exclusive restaurants in the world. From the outside, the Capitol Hill Villa truly looks like no other, with its glazed walls, irregular lines and unusual shape. It's almost look as if it's a spaceship or a boat that's landed on the ground. The Sky Garden House. This house is located on a new housing estate on the island of Sentosa adjacent to Singapore. This house was designed by Singaporean studio Goose Architects on Sentosa Island, Singapore. The Sky Garden House includes a large stone-lined swimming pool that can be viewed from inside the building at basement level through a large glazed window. The strategy was to build a solid wall to each side neighbor to provide privacy where possible. The curved roof at the top is also covered in grass and affords views of the bay beyond. A staircase with a glass balustrade and wooden steps snakes across the stairwell. The front and rear of the building, meanwhile, terrace back, allowing each story to have visual or actual access to greenery. This house comes in mind when you talk about future. Shell House, Japan. The Shell House, by architect Kotaro Ide, is a sculptural shell-like structure that has been built in the woods of Karuizawa, located in the Nagano Prefecture of Japan. The house is meant to function as a vacation home, which is able to withstand the humid summers and cold winters of the region. To accomplish this, Ide not to use the typical wood structures of villas in the area because of their susceptibility to decay easily. Instead, he used reinforced concrete to construct 2 elliptical shell forms which are supposed to represent a conch from its profile. Shell House takes a J shape which is raised above the ground by 1,400 millimeters, resulting in the floating masses. UFO House, Bruneck, Italy. Stefan Hittala, a German architect, became aware of a chalet that had built in Italy, near to the border with Austria, and had been unoccupied for several years. It had originally been constructed in 1973, but rather than letting it go to waste, he instead decided to refurbish it. The result was a building that's often referred to by local as the UFO house, and it used a number of techniques that many homes of the future surely will. The main one being the recycling of an older house as opposed to starting from scratch. There are 2 beds actually integrated into the main structure on either side of the main room. Hittala upgraded the insulation, which now means it retains the vast majority of any heat. And the addition of windows, LED strips and a completely redesigned balcony now means the property feels more spacious and well lit. Because of the way it supported, the house appears to be floating above the ground, and the installation of a ladder that folds up to form part of the sidewall undoubtedly makes it look like a UFO. Los Terrenos. In the 13 years since she established her studio in Mexico, the architect Tatiana Bilbao has designed a body of work that is refreshingly dogma-free. She has never had a signatory style. Instead, Bilbao's varied projects in her native country, including an art-filled botanical garden, the master plan, an open-air chapel for a pilgrimage route in the Jalisco Mountains. Bilbao's Los Terrenos is a trio of small buildings, each which serves a specific function and emphasizes one of the 3 main materials in the project's palette, diagonally opposite an L-shaped building with walls of clay bricked and rammed earth houses. 2 bedrooms and bathrooms. Third structure, which is still unbuilt, will be made of wood and elevated for a view of the treetops. H3 House, Greece. This modern meets space-age residence located in Athens, Greece was designed by the Greek firm 314 Architecture Studio. The H3 was designed in order to give a sense of hovering over the water and sailing, inspired by its owner's passion for yachts. The surroundings of the building have been decorated with wall sculptures created by sculptor John Aspras, and its interior has been built with eco-friendly materials and minimalist design with clean lines. The bioclimatic concept of the dwelling implements cooling through its contact with water, and the use of geothermal energy gives this residence a dynamic and modern aesthetic. It cost over €3 million. Staub Residence, Arizona. The incredible Staub Residence is one of the most futuristic homes in the US and overlooks the McDowell Mountains in Arizona. It has a total interior space of just over 3,000 square feet, and was specifically designed to make the best use of a small plot in a busy neighborhood, while giving a sense of privacy and seclusion. The architects point out that the other homes nearby are built to show off rather than to focus on the actual quality of living inside. And the Staub residence has attempted to rectify this. The pool area and backyard are protected spaces, and everything on the second level is arranged to take advantage of the spectacular views in the distance. The house is built from locally sourced sandblasted masonry walls, with stainless steel and glass. You immediately feel the sense of separation as you enter because you reach the front door requires the walking through a field of desert grasses into an opening between two masonry walls, with all the features you'd expect from a modern or futuristic home. The Staub residence is proof that it is possible to have your own private space even within a crowded community. Qom House, Egypt. Wild out of the ordinary and neon bright, the Qom House in Cairo looks like a spaceship from another planet. The dwelling's exterior shell made out of reclaimed wood fins is like a giant comb, and its interior is divided into 4 spaces for main daily activities: play, eat, sleep and clean. The kitchen is merged with the formal dining room, the breakfast area. The origami kitchen unit features a concealed fridge, domino hobs and 2 Bullet-in-Journier ovens. Furthermore, the stylish patio-inspired Centural Oasis features a plunge pool with a massive skylight that not only floods the home with daylight and warmth but also helps in rainwater harvesting. The house is powered by renewable energy sources, heated using radiant floor heating, and features the most energy-efficient appliances. House on the Flight of Birds, Portugal. This house was designed by architect Bernardo Rodrigues and is located on the north side of S. Michael Island in the Azores. Since the microclimate of this farmland offers frequent wind and showers, the first design strategy was to block these winds with a wall and offer diverse patios and covered courtyards to protect against rain. These patios and courtyards are surrounded by glass and covers that give wondrous views over the surroundings, while preventing rain from seeping in, while the upper floors where the bedrooms are much more enclosed. Traditional architecture elements were incorporated, such as high chimneys and a double-height living room, while the use of curved lines complements these to give the residence a futuristic feel. The main part of the house is curved in a similar way to how birds look when they're flying, as well as being chosen for aesthetic purposes. It's a surprising house to see on the island among the more established homes, but after proving to be a success, there are plans to build similar ones elsewhere in the community. Cocoon House, South Korea. The most futuristic Cocoon House is located in Jeonju Island, South Korea. The Cocoon House, designed by Seal-based Practice Plan in Korea, is a hybrid interpretation of a volcanic topography and the cocoon of a living organism. You can see a cocoon-like structure in the middle, sandwiched between 2 cube-shaped buildings. The interior of a 3-story dwelling has wooden and glass touches that add its futuristic look. And the 2 rooms to the left and right of the cocoon have different heights and angles to ensure different views of the surrounding landscape. The Cocoon House features an outdoor pool overlooking the sea, kitchen and living areas, a conference room, small library, rooftop garden and circular windows that open and close according to the temperature and humidity outside. Taking cues from a nearby forest called Got Jawal, most mild climate and high humidity generate an ideal environment for the coexistence of diverse living things.